Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
In this sacred manual of power manifestation, which serves as a scriptural authority containing the Shastra Pramanas, eternal unchangeable truths, Apta Pramanas, Atma Pramanas, Sakshi Pramanas, and Prataksha Pramanas, we present to you the various powers of Paramashiva. By this, we place before humanity the supreme authenticity of the power manifestation science established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashiva has systematically revealed these powers in their purest forms as various techniques and revelations to experience pure oneness with Paramashiva. As a direct experience of oneness with Paramashiva, his Shaktis powerfully manifest in an initiated being at different levels of human consciousness, physicality, physiology, psychology, and neurology permanently. We offer these power manifestation manuals to celebrate your experience of oneness with the Supreme Paramashiva. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasya Lakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagwan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created and pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, Trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And Anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has is 5 phase, Ishana Murti has is 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagwan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made Science of Power Manifestation Yoga temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru. The best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Powerful cognition from Bhagavad Gita decoded. A mother's love for her child does not happen as a result of an effort on the child's part. The presence of the child spontaneously evoked the deep conditioned love of the mother for the child. It is ultimately the surrender of the devotee to the master, like the surrender of the infant to the mother, that evokes this unconditional love. In the case of the infant, it is the reflex action, the nature of an infant is to be defenseless and in absolute surrender to the caregiver. In the case of the devotee, that root thought pattern of the mental behavior need to be given up. This is far more difficult. The devotee has to return to his original natural state of surrender to experience unconditional love. To achieve this, he has to drop his mind. He has to give up all the root thought patterns, both unconscious and conscious. When the mind is wiped clean of its templates of comparison, it makes no difference if the divine appears to be loving or terrifying. In both aspect, one aspect divinity. Krishna leads his disciple in stage through this path of self-realization, which is no different from the realization of the divine. Here, Bhagavan beautifully says it is an ultimate surrender of the devotee to the master, like the surrender of the infant to the mother, that evokes this unconditional love. In the case of the infant, it is a reflex action. The nature of the infant is so defenseless and absolute surrender to the caregiver. In the case of a devotee, the root thought pattern of the mental behavior needs to be given up. This is far more difficult. The devotee has to return to the original and neutral state of surrender to experience the unconditional love. To achieve this, he has to drop his mind. He has to give up all the root thought pattern, both conscious and unconscious. When the mind is wiped clean of the templates of comparison, it makes no difference if the divine appears to be loving or terrifying. Both aspect, one aspect's divinity. Krishna leads his disciple in stages through this path of self-realization, which is no different from the realization of the divine. Bhagavan so beautifully, very powerful cognition. He gives an analogy of a child to a mother, the devotee to a disciple or a devotee to his master. With this powerful cognition, let's go to the Shastra Pramana.
From the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57. Asane shayane stitva niradharam vibhavayan swadeham manaksikshine shanadakshina sayo bhavet. Asane shayane sthitva niradharam vibhavayan swadeham manasikshine shanadakshina shayo bhavet.
Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, being situated on a comfortable seat or on a bed, firmly cognize that your own body is without any support or base. From anywhere, it is resting on the nothing. By holding this cognition, when the mind becomes worn away and thoughtlessness arise, and then in an instant, one becomes weightless and experience the space beyond the mind, the space of Paramashiva. Bhagavan beautifully gives an analogy how a baby is in such an innocence and ignorant space and is completely dependent and only vulnerable in a space with the parents, but with a powerful space, an adult in the space, same space of innocence, being in oneness with Paramashiva is required to be the disciple. That the root thought pattern, the thought itself does not exist. One has to seize the thought, and the thought cannot be seized, but it can be replaced with a powerful cognition of Mahavakya Japa Java, removing all the detox from the system using the Haritaki Nirahara and the castor oil and the neem juice. He says how the guts have to be clean for levitation. The gut bacteria is 90% running our brain, putting us in so much of tantrum inside us, which reflects as tantrum outside us. Constantly when we are fighting inside, that's exactly what we are projecting outside as our reality. Everything becomes a conflict. Once inside, you feel that you have a clear vision of the manifestation of the reality. Outside, the reality will simply happen. When the confusion is not there inside us, the confusion will not be there. He says, when you take Haritaki, simply you will resolve so many millions of issues. When you have the inner space only resting on the divinity, that I am Paramashiva, that is your only way of existence, more again and again and again, making all other thoughts redundant, unclutching, not giving powers to any other thought. And again, how ferociously, how intensely you're able to unclutch from your thought current and ready to surrender all the thought and be only in the empty mind, being in the now, being in awareness, just to imbibe the space of Paramashiva. Only in the current present moment we can experience the Bhagavan space of Paramashiva, ready to sacrifice your thoughts for being in the oneness space. That makes the most difficult part, because the thoughts keep on happening, situation keeps on happening, and we don't know how to exist without the thoughts. again and again declaring that Paramashiva is real. I am Paramashiva, and Paramashiva manifest my reality, whether you're waiting for a bus or waiting for some transaction to happen, a financial decision, or waiting for a coffee. Simply, it has to happen wherever you exist. Once you declare the space of Paramashiva, the Paramashanta Swarupa, unclutched space, auspicious space, have to be completely declared. Whatever happens in the outer world, I am not going to be disturbed inside, because I am established only in the space of Paramashiva, chanting the name of Paramashiva, Mahavakya, and complete completion and unclutch will make me decide that I am Paramashiva and manifest the deep love connection with Bhagavan. That is why Bhagavan says, from the depth I propose, will you become me? And Bhagavan, the love for the master becomes love of the master, and simply it becomes the oneness with master. The experience is ultimate, Bhagavan beautifully says. With that powerful cognition, let's go to Apta Pramana. Sita's abduction. This is for levitation of Shakti of Kalasha pot from a small square surface. In Ramayana, this is from Valmiki Ramayana, Arya Kanda, Sarga 49, verse 19-22. In Ramayana, Ravana abducted Devi Sita. Ravana employed a distinctive chariot, a Vimana, that was tied by a giant donkey and driven by the trained charioteer. This chariot could also run a flight mode and levitate. That was the Ravana's. That is how Ravana came to Dandakarnya from the Lanka, taking the aerial route. But before returning, he was engaged in a fierce fight with Jatayu, which ended in the later death. Before dying, Jatayu tried his best to save Sita. He killed Ravana's charioteer. The donkeys died tied to the chariot and also destroyed the chariot. So beautiful that how Ravana just abducted the whole Sita's hut and took her on the chariot and lifted her and levitated and flew away. And Jatayu was ready to give up his life just for the sake of saving Sita. And Rama comes, and his avataric mission, he gives the moksha to Jatayu. So beautiful how they experience the ultimate, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Now let's go to Atma Pramana. Leelas of.
The moment I released something from my system, it has started happening in their system. Let me tell you the exact science. Please understand. See, the other day I was seeing a hologram. Maybe it's a some 2-inch by 2-inch size. On the pyramid, one dolphin is jumping. That's a hologram. So if you cut smaller, whatever size of piece you make it out of it, the full hologram is there as it is. Can you understand what I am saying? See, 2-inch by 2-inch. If you cut as a 4-piece, the full hologram is there. If you cut as 8-piece, the full hologram is there. If you cut as 100-piece, the full hologram is there. Just like that, Master's body is cosmos. The macrocosm in microcosm in its full form is Master's body. That is why the initiation is possible. Anything happens in this system, just one line, anything released in this system can just happen in the other systems. Just happen in the other systems. One understand? The Master's body is like a smallest possible hologram of the cosmos. Even then, even if you cut it as the smallest possible, the whole is there as it is. That is why Krishna in that small body in that small mouth, able to show the whole cosmos to Yasoda. He just opened the mouth and Yasoda saw the whole cosmos. That is why, just in that small 6 feet frame, Krishna was able to show the whole cosmos to Arjuna. Arjuna was not hypnotized. Don't think that fellow is such a dull-headed, he can never be hypnotized. No. You live around such a charismatic person like Arjuna, like Krishna, and go on questioning him for 18 chapter. I cannot conceive the dumbness of Arjuna. I only can justify it as, oh, he did it for the sake of us. It is only justification. I cannot handle Arjuna. I am telling you very clearly. See, it is almost like much more than 10 inner awakening in the war field. What I do in 10 inner awakening, this poor fellow Krishna has to do in war field. It doesn't have mic, doesn't have a setting, silent atmosphere, doesn't have the ambience, and all the fellows other side are waiting. And he has to give all the theories and theology and philosophy and whatnot, and has to show the whole Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa is the initiation. And after the initiation, this fellow is asking, how do I attain surrender? I would have said, just get lost. Krishna with so much patience, unimaginable patience, he handled it. Unimaginable patience. The Krishna's patience. Anyhow, understand, Master's body is the smallest bit of the cosmos. That is why when he releases something, it happens in you. But there are many bodies, you can say many bodies was not prepared with samana. Those bodies are only not able to, I saw many of the ashramites came and reported to me. Swamiji, physiologically my body levitated or I don't know, but psychologically I saw already that I am feeling, I was lifted, so light. How many of you had that experience? Psychologically you are up. Great. So even for you guys I can say the samana was not damaged samana. See, if physically your body is up, you have a perfectly healed samana. Samana is the air process which is responsible for spreading the air all over the body. Physically, if you are levitated, you have a healed samana. If you are only psychological levitation, you don't have any wound in samana. But if you are neither psychological nor physical levitation happen, means your samana needs to be balanced now, needs to be healed. I will now put you through the simple process, how the samana healing, samana balancing happens. But of course, you will go through heavy process from tomorrow to balance samana permanently. Now I will balance your samana maybe for next 42 minutes, 2 cycle. I will balance your samana and give you the initiation once more. See, actually what happens, what is initiation? When I say, let that process, you just sit with that process, means that simple understanding of fish. With that one simple understanding, be there. When I say that, just through this Kurma Nadi. Kurma Nadi is the Nadi through which you release or receive. This is a center Nadi. See how you check, when you check blood pressure, this is the exact Nadi on which you put the machine. This is the exact Nadi which runs through this middle finger. This is the Nadi through which you send or receive information. So just through that, whatever experience is in my body is released. So any body which has samana, balanced samana, complete healed samana starts levitating, catching it. Balanced samana, psychological levitation happens. A little imbalanced samana just tries to catch it, tries to catch that wave. This is what exactly happens. Now, understand, you are not expected, you should not be waiting for levitation, you should not be doing it. You just be with the process I am saying. Let that happen by itself, because levitation is only one side effect. There can be many other side effect of, side effect, when I say side effect, you should understand the right way, not as is described in allopathy. Not as it is described in allopathy. Levitation is only one byproduct. There will be so many byproduct. There will be so many byproduct. The body will expand. So there are things like a lahima, mahima, karima, anima, different siddhis. So with the samana balancing, with this initiation, any siddhi part will start happening in you. Any siddhi will start happening in you. So just be empty space, allowing this process to happen in you, this initiation to happen in you. That's all I wanted. And morning, one more mistake you guys did. You guys did not have enough space. I told you very clearly, have enough space. And you guys are interested in small family apartments. And here I am giving you guys big villas. So now we'll organize the sitting properly. I saw morning, at least 10 people had a full levitation. Means if it is more than 3 feet height and 6 feet long, means your body's length and height and breadth, the height and side size is maximum 3 feet. Length is for some people little more than 3, don't worry about it. I am saying the height is 6. So if it is 3 by 6, it is called full levitation. Means the samana and initiation has met each other, mixed inside you. At least 10 people I could see had a full levitation.
Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramanas are the initiated disciple, devotees, followers all over the world, manifesting and demonstrating and sharing their experience with us. Here you can see that it is before 4607, after is 5740, manifesting the powerful grace of Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Swami is increase the length of the Atma Linga. The Atma Linga, they are measuring with a very professional scale, and they say the whole thing has now in different level.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies, what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. The science of levitation. Fundamentally, levitation on Earth requires an outward force that counters the massive gravitational force of the Earth. In physics, levitation of objects has been performed using magnetic forces, electrostatic forces, gas, etc. One of the known techniques uses materials called diamagnetic materials, which induces a magnetic field in a direction opposite to an externally applied magnetic field. This is an aspect of quantum mechanics whose effect occurs in all materials. The concept of diamagnetics has also been applied to small, water-containing biological systems like mice, which have been levitated at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Michio Kushi, born in 1926 in Japan, introduced macrobiotic diet to the West, was seen levitating in front of a group during one of his presentations by a participant, Keith Vernam. Keith Vernam reported what Mushi Kushi had to say about levitating. Levitation is very easy. It is a natural, simple process. You all can do it. The technique is to simple one's mind and clear consciousness. One must eliminate ego and self-absorption and the awareness of the small self. When the awareness of the personality is gone, along with the self-concern and limited beliefs, one can move with the natural laws of the universe. One can utilize the electromagnetic wave energy that moves between the earth and the sun, moon, planets, and all the heavenly bodies in the universe. Source taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 194. The Science of Levitation. His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam shares, levitation, Kundalini awakening, everything happens just through this great truth of entanglement, nothing else. When this entanglement happens, I just give my inner space to you, which is lighter than the outer space. See, there are 3 kinds of spaces. 1, Katakasha, your inner space. 2, Chitakasha, the space in which your body is sitting. And 3, Parakasha, the cosmic space. If your inner space is heavier than your outer space, you will be glued to the ground. All I do is I make your inner space lighter than the outer space by removing the mass. For those few seconds, you are in entanglement with my inner space, which is purest consciousness. The Katakacha compromises the entire human body, which in turn is made up of 50 trillion cells containing mostly water. 70% of the body is water. At a molecular level, all structures of the human body are composed of atoms and subatomic particles. At atomic and subatomic levels, all atoms are 99% space and 1% mass. However, the space is not empty, but contains energy in the form of strong interactions and electroweak forces. These vast, apparently empty, but energy-containing spaces constitute the Chitakasha, infusion of Kundalini energy into the apparently empty space within the atom. Chitakasha changes the electron orbital into a higher orbital, increasing the empty space of each atom. This creates a larger volume for the same mass, allowing the body to become relatively lighter than before, like the expansion of a helium-filled balloon. The more helium, the lighter, and it flies away. The Chitakasha is ultimately the same as Parakasha. The only dividing line between the form and formlessness is the Katakasha, the body boundary. Source taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 202.
Setting up things for lifting the kalash, water pot, levitating the water pot above the ground. Get a small kalash, Nyananjan, camera with timestamp, and or some copper cup or vessel. You can have small area where you can have a tablet or which should be switched off, a table or a book. Let us set up the camera, download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure the timestamp is shown clearly and vividly. Make sure the camera is facing you and the kalash and the wide angle view, and it should be very bright lit. It's such a beautiful moment. Don't forget to miss to record the camera with the timestamp. Guidelines to manifesting the powers. Switch on the video camera. Apply the Jnana on your third eye. Bring your awareness to your third eye. Place the pot on the small square surface like a plate or a tablet or a table or a book. Sit a little far away. Do not touch the object. Start manifesting the powers through the third eye. If the pot starts lifting few inches and 2 centimeters above the ground area, you're manifesting the power so beautifully. If you're just feeling the vibration, you're feeling the heat, you're feeling the movement of the pot, excellent. You have started manifesting. You start celebrating, and intensely you'll start manifesting more and more powers. Verify the videos authentically and share with the powerful cognition with others, and listen to others' experience of manifestation.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg, and chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hence, sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada, makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. You need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level
visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all the
This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up.
manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Verify that no video editing is done or video is not stopped or started during the process of manifestation. All video have timestamp and a wide angle view. If the body is levitating too much, settle down first. Do not use logical way or external ways to lift or move the pot. Make sure the surface is flat and the pot is not sliding down. If the pot is moving in the air for a few minutes above the ground 2 centimeters, place your hand and freely around the object and make sure there is no string attached shown in the video. Authentically, only the pot should be moving by itself. Do not try to vibrate or use any hand trick. Thank you so much for manifesting this power.
Beautiful. We are the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kalasha Kotyar Manifesting Power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra. Thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham